like 17-year-old worker, a female working, and there's rules if someone has a counterfeit bill. But him just making, even if you just make the call, it's all on the cop really for the reaction. Because if you do think something's counterfeit, you have to call the cops.
No, but the whole stereotype idea, do you know what I mean? It all started with trusting another minority group. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that really plagues our community, man, the black community, is that when something happens to us, it's always, we have to justify why. It's almost like, oh, well, you got to understand he shouldn't have ran, or we have to justify why we're killed.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, well, he didn't stop when the police said stop, or he didn't have his hands out of his pocket, or he ran when the cop said this or that. It's like, we have to justify being killed. It's unbelievable, bro. So it's almost like so many of our young black men and women are being modern day lynched and gunned down, and we have to always justify. Or what happens is the media will spin it to vilify them. Oh, well, he had in 2000
he had a record.
He had a criminal record for stealing a Snickers candy bar, or you know, he had a citation in 1998 for walking across the street without a driver's license. So they vilify us and turn us into the villain, versus like vilifying the
killer.
Correct.
Really.
So, and it's almost like I've never seen where we have to justify why we're killed before. Oh, he shouldn't have been wearing a hood at nighttime. He had his head covered up and he had on a black hat and they thought it was a gun in his hand.
He shouldn't be running.
He shouldn't be running. Like, these are the things that we have to hear to justify. Now, it's, when it comes to our parents, now it's sad when my own mother have to tell me and my brother that she is afraid for us in today's society. That's crazy, bro. For my own mom, who has 2 black sons, to say something like that. Where do we live at? A third world war-driven country? Like, I don't understand. So it's real, bro. It's a real thing. And this is like, you know, the oppression comes in and is packaged different now. It's not just as blatant like it was in the 30s, where, you know, somebody come up to your hood, to your community in white hoods, and you go to have a drink of water to use a toilet and it says blacks only, whites only, or coloreds only, or whatever. We are living in a 2020 where there's no excuse for people to pretend that they don't know about racism. It's 2020. And it's like, now people just package it differently now. It just looks cleaner and it just looks more like politically correct. I can discriminate against you without getting a lawsuit in different ways now. It's compartmentalized.
Yeah.
I can have a smile on my face, wear a nice, you know, expensive suit, and discriminate against you and say, hey, I can do something like, you know, you can work for me. I can do something to you. And then when you get upset about it, I can say, well, I didn't know. I'm white and I'm from here and I didn't know. And then when you get angry, you can say, well, you made me afraid because you got aggressive with me. I'm afraid of you now. Now I call the police. The police come. Now you happen to, I'm the victim now.
Even though you started
it. This is how it's packaged now. It's a difference. So it's like, I can do something to you. When you get angry about it, I can say, well, I didn't know. I didn't know that was racist. But now you're scaring me, though, because now what you're doing is, I'm frightened. Let me call the police. This is how it happens. This is how it happens every day, bro.
Yeah.
And then if you openly discriminate, then it's freedom of speech.
It's freedom. But freedom of speech, but then there's the consequences after the speech.
Yeah.
Is that freedom of speech?
It's not.
So that's where you at, man. So this is the kind of ideology that we're up against, and this is the kind of system that needs to be broken. Yeah, this is the stuff that needs to be dismantled. Yeah, it's quite ugly.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of times, other communities don't like people. I hear a lot of times people throwing around all lives matter. So my question to them is, if all lives matter, why aren't you mad as well? our community is the ones that are being publicly lynched. If all lives matter, why aren't you upset as well? This isn't about, all lives do matter, but this is about a specific community that has been attacked. This isn't about the Bangladeshi community. This isn't about the Arab community. Everyone is facing their own forms of discrimination. This is strictly about Black Americans being modern day lynched. All lives do matter. But right now, this isn't about all lives, because this isn't happening to all lives. It's only happening to one community.
Exactly.
People don't get that. So my thing is like, okay, yeah, if all lives matter, why aren't you angry about this as well? That's my point.